Hi guys! The big earthquake might be coming to California in my new YA fantasy book called The Darker Coin. This week's excerpt is from chapter 1. The scream is pure and unfiltered terror, and it's coming from me. The ground jumps under my feet and the jagged movement throws me to the street hard enough to rip the skin off my knees. But the sting of my wounds is quickly forgotten as the rumbling above me grows louder. A hard rain falls on my head, catches in my hair, pelting me like hail. It's not water, but particles of cement, and I glance up. The six-story apartment building is drunk. It tilts to the left, then sways toward me. I raise my hands over my head like an idiot because, honestly, how can I save myself from tons of metal and glass and concrete when it falls? But there's more than one idiotic thing going on here. Run, I hear in my head. Pushing myself upward, I take a hurried step. If I can just get past the building, the street beyond it is clear. My ankle buckles and throws me down again, and I catch myself with my palms before my head slams into the asphalt. The breath is knocked out of me, or I would swear at the pain. I can't walk. My foot won't support me. I must have twisted it when I fell the first time. But I'm not going to give up. While there's still any amount of time left, I can crawl. Not on my knees, but pulling myself forward, commando style. Gritting my teeth against the throbbing in my knees and ankle, I ignore the ominous creaking of the building behind me. I refuse to look. All I need to do is get free of the area. That's all. Then I'll be safe. More cement rains down on me, this time with some larger chunks. One palm-sized piece slams into my shoulder and I grunt as it knocks me down for a moment. The pain explodes outwards from the impact spot, and I grip my teeth to try to get past it. Even with every part of me hurting, I scrape my elbows on the ground to pull myself forward past the agony, until there's a sudden groan and shriek of overstressed metal above me, and I twist to look back. My vision zooms in and out as the building sways, and the swaying doesn't stop this time. The structure tilts further and further toward me with an agonized screech of metal. I raise one hand again as it tips past the breaking point and comes crashing down with a roar like Niagara Falls, and I land with a thump on the ground, sheets and blanket twisted around my sweaty body. God damn it. I thrash against my coverings, throwing them off in a heap, and then I collapse back to the ground, panting. My heart is racing, and I can feel it thundering in my chest as if it wants to escape. So do I. Want to escape, that is. Leave behind these terrible dreams. They've been coming more frequently lately, and I can't seem to stop them no matter what I do. There are scientific explanations for the phenomenon of an earthquake, of course, just like there are rational reasons behind tornadoes and tsunamis. But it doesn't help knowing the science behind it. I've tried that. I know almost everything there is to know about the San Andreas fault line, previous destructive earthquakes around the world, and what will happen if the big one hits. In this case, knowledge is not power. The simple reason is because this scenario is my nightmare. It has been ever since I was a child. Back then, when I woke from the dream, I would crawl into my parents' bed. My mom would pull me against the comforting warmth of her bulk, her arms wrapped around me and cradling my head. Only in her arms, listening to the soft snore of my dad next to her, would the dreams disappear for the night. I could sleep deeply and without worries. But I'm too old now to go to my parents. Closer to 16 than 15. I shouldn't still be having this goddamn nightmare. It should have gone away by now, along with my baby teeth and sucking my thumb. At least my terror should have. I've lived in San Francisco my whole life, and most people seem to have this blasé attitude that if an earthquake hits, everything will be okay. I have no idea why I can't just shake this fear off like them. But even when I was young and we did the earthquake drills, duck and cover, I was still petrified at each mention of what could happen when the big one hits. Taking a deep breath, I reach up and flip on my bedside lamp and stand up. Remaking my bed calms something in me. When I lie back down, I stare up at the ceiling. Keeping the light on sometimes helps, but my mind keeps on flashing back on the image of the building falling. Me, helpless in the street and unable to move, and the terror of that moment flooding through me and making me feel helpless, hopeless, alone. It takes me a long, long time to finally close my eyes and drift off again. If you like this, stay tuned for my next book project, which will be starting on Monday. Next week, I'll be delving into something shorter, much shorter. Tune in tomorrow to see what I mean.